morning. It is Thursday, August 28th. Here's what we're working on. A suspicious fire has destroyed an empty house in Stoney Creek.
OPP are asking for help identifying items stolen from cemeteries in Norfolk County.
And the Toronto Blue Jays rally in the 8th to beat Minnesota. Thanks so much for joining us. I broke down this morning. I turned on the heat in my car.
Oh,
no! Just a little bit.
Join the club.
But still I did. I felt so defeated. I'm like, it's still August.
Yes, it is. And it's actually milder than it was yesterday morning at this time. So.
Oh, how did I break down and do that?
I don't know. And leather on as well. You know. Yeah, we're sitting at 10 degrees right now. Yesterday morning we were 8 at this time. So we'll take a little milder morning. We're not looking at a great day today. Today, a lot of instability is going to start to push in from the northwest at us, and that could bring us showers, maybe some thunderstorms later on today. Today's temperature should hit about 21 degrees. We got to 22 yesterday, so that's still shy of seasonal. We haven't been seasonal in quite a while, which is about 24 degrees. So once again, a little on the cool side, but showers, thunderstorms will build in. Skies are pretty clear right now, although, of course, the sun is sleeping in longer and longer all the time. So we'll talk about the details on the forecast in just a few minutes. Traffic this morning, it's slow once again here at the 403 and Waterdown Road area. That's our exclusive camera. Yesterday morning, it was a collision on the ramp to Brant Street, but now it looks like it's just lingering construction. They haven't had word of a collision as of yet. Hopefully it doesn't happen. So that's a little slow right now. To some MTO traffic cameras. We'll start at the QEW at Centennial Parkway, so Toronto-bound lanes away from us on that shot. Same here at the top of the Skyway Bridge, so really there's nothing going on this morning so far anyhow. We will all obviously update you, weather and traffic, as the morning goes on. Right now, the news.
Okay, thanks very much, Brian. Well, Hamilton police are investigating a suspicious fire that started last night near the waterfront in Stoney Creek. Simone Gavros joins us from Lakeside Drive with the details. Good morning.
Good morning, Annette. And this fire is still being watched this morning. Police tell me that they were concerned that the hot spots were going to reignite at some point, and that's exactly what happened here. So this fire restarted around 4 a.m. this morning. You can see the damage to the house here, a lot of that damage closer to the front, but we're told that the structural damage is of concern, and that's why they had to tackle this from the outside. Now, the initial fire started around 8:30 last night. The house is empty, and it was fully engulfed in flames when crews arrived. Firefighters also were trying to make sure that the fire didn't spread to other neighboring houses. Now, no one was hurt, but police say the damages are estimated to be upwards of $200,000. Now, police just have this area closed off right now. There is one officer that's sitting in front of the house because this is considered suspicious. Both police and Hamilton Fire confirmed that via email and via phone call as well. Police are asking anybody who lives in this area to check their dash cam footage or any video surveillance footage of the time last night for any suspicious activity and contact police. For now, things back over to you, Rick.
Thank you, Simone. No one was injured after a fire broke out at a downtown Hamilton restaurant. Firefighters responded to the Supreme Chinese Barbecue restaurant on McNabb Street North near Cannon Street West around 9 yesterday morning for a fire inside a commercial oven. Fire crews were able to put out the fire before it spread to the rest of the building. No one was injured. Hamilton Fire has not yet provided a damage estimate.
Norfolk OPP have recovered brass and other metal pieces that were stolen from 5 cemeteries after an arrest.
What you're seeing on the table that's in front of me and what you're about to see on the table that's in behind me is evidence that was recovered as part of an investigation into thefts from our cemeteries here in Norfolk County.
Constable Andrew Gamble says if you know of a grave site that was targeted, contact Norfolk OPP with details and they'll follow up with you.
Premier Doug Ford has once again criticized Ontario school trustees over their spending.
People are done with these school trustees wasting money. School board trustees decided it would be a great idea to fly to Italy spend $120,000 on their junket and their trip, have a great time in Italy, and say it's for Italian artwork, and bring back $100,000 of Italian artwork. Last time I went to schools, it's the kids' paintings and everything else that are on the wall, not $100,000 of Italian artwork.
The Premier is referring to Catholic trustees at the Brant, Haldimand, Norfolk Catholic Board. Since then, Education Minister Paul Calandra has suggested eliminating elected officials as part of the school system reforms. 5 boards are now under provincial supervision, and new legislation could let the government take over boards without a review.
Canada Post says contract talks with the union representing 55,000 postal workers have stalled. It claims the union's latest proposals would drive up costs, and it calls its demands for weekend delivery, mail delivery, quote, unaffordable, problematic, and complex to manage. The union submitted counter offers last week, months after Canada Post tabled what it had described as its final offer in May. The labor dispute triggered a strike last November before the federal government ordered workers back to work and extended the contracts until this spring. Canada Post recently reported a record quarterly loss of $407 million. Niagara Region is hosting a tree health workshop this morning for Tree Health Month. The region has partnered with the Canadian Food Inspection Agency to share tips for checking trees to spot signs of trouble from invasive species. The agency says various pests have already destroyed trees across Canada, putting valuable industries at risk. The demonstration with the public takes place today from 11 to 1 at the Glenridge Quarry Naturalization Site in Niagara. Today is a day to celebrate and support Lake Erie. This is the 9th annual #WeAreLakeErie Day, organized by the group Environmental Defense. They are encouraging people to share their Lake Erie stories and photos online today with a #WeAreLakeErie. Environmental Defense says although the lake is showing small signs of recovery, there's still work to be done, and they're urging governments to make sure the health of the waterway continues to improve. Speaking of water, a new immersive way to see Niagara Falls opens tomorrow. Niagara Takes Flight takes guests high above the most iconic sites at and near the falls. The $25 million flying theater attraction is the first of its kind in Ontario. It will look and feel as though you're flying just above the world's most powerful waterfall. Niagara Takes Flight also explores the rich history along the Niagara River. The Dome Theater is on the top floor of Table Rock Centre, and it will be open every day from 9 in the morning until 10 at night. Pre-sale tickets are available now at the Niagara Parks website.
That looks so cool. Sportsline, the Blue Jays turned the tables on the Twins last night to take the rubber match of their 3-game set at the Dome. Toronto trailed 8-6 heading to the bottom of the 8th before pinch hitter Ty France cut the deficit to 1 run when he hit a solo homer to left field, his first as a Blue Jay and 7th of the season. 3 batters later, Addison Barger stepped up to the plate.
The 0-2 to France. A fly ball to left field. This is deep, and this is going to go. His first home run as a Blue Jay makes it a 1-run game.
Addison Barger hit a 2-run double in the 8th as Toronto rallied to beat Minnesota 9-8. Davis Schneider homered twice, and Andres Jimenez also went deep for the Jays, who improved to 58-4 when scoring 5 or more runs in a game. After blowing the save on Tuesday night, closer Jeff Hoffman nailed down his 29th save of the season. Semifinals of the Intercounty Baseball playoffs are set after a dramatic ending to last night's game between Toronto and Barrie.
Nobody out. The pitch from Carrington. There's a deep fly ball. Center field. It's going to get down. And the Baycats will walk it off.
Bottom of the 9th, bases loaded, nobody out. Nolan McEbro to hit a walk-off single to give Barrie a 5-4 win over the Maple Leafs to win the series in 5 games. The defending champion Baycats will take on the Hamilton Cardinals in the second round starting tomorrow night in Barrie. Game 2, and if necessary, Game 4 will be held at Bernie Arbor Stadium. You can get your tickets on Ticketmaster.ca. Top-seeded Welland will take on Guelph in the other semi starting Saturday in Welland. Canada's Leylah Fernandez has moved on to the third round at the U.S. Open in New York after a hard-fought 2-6, 6-3, 6-2 win over France's Elsa Giacomo. The Montrealer will take on world number 1 Aryna Sabalenka on Friday. In their only previous meeting, Fernandez upset Sabalenka to reach the U.S. Open final back in 2021. Canadians Denis Shapovalov, Felix Auger-Aliassime, and Gabriel Diallo are all in action this afternoon. It's being called the greatest upset in British football. 4th Division Grimsby Town beat Premier League giants Manchester United in the first round of the Carabao Cup.
He has to score, remember. Listen to the noise from the Grimsby fans. Aguero off the crossbar! Grimsby have beaten Manchester United in the most dramatic circumstances.
Grimsby won 12-11 on penalties at their 9,000-seat stadium on England's East Coast. United trailed 2-0 at halftime before tying the match in the 89th minute to force extra time. Grimsby fielded a lineup that included several academy graduates, a stark comparison to Man U's payroll of £178 million. Since Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift announced their engagement, NFL fans are enjoying the moment in their own way with a steady stream of memes. Like this one, showing Philadelphia Eagles star running back Saquon Barkley's epic hurdle from a game last season. Buffalo Bills fans are loving this one, showing quarterback Josh Allen leaping over the couple. And this one, which says, Taylor Swift engagement overturned as referee determines Travis Kelce's knee didn't touch the ground. A nod to the NFL's use of instant replay. Oh, you gotta love it.
That's what you need to kick off the morning here, a good giggle. Okay, 12 minutes after 6 o'clock. We're starting with traffic. And once again this morning, we've got a real crawl trying to come out of Hamilton and head toward Burlington. Now, yesterday morning, it was a collision. Word is that this is just construction that's just lingered. Usually they try to clear it up by 6 o'clock in the morning. But as you can see, it's really slow here going past our camera at Waterdown Road area. So let's go to some MTO traffic cameras and see if we can find anything. Nope. QEW Highway 406 St. Catharines, nothing there. Centennial Parkway still looks good. Here's north of 2, so coming off the Skyway Bridge, heading toward Fairview. Oakville at Royal Windsor, 427. Gardner, QEW, nothing there either. All right, temperature as we kick off this 28th morning of August already. Temperature, at least we're in double digits this morning, so we're milder than we were yesterday. Temperature at 10 degrees, humidity again right up there. I know the sun's not quite up yet, but the sky is mainly clear, and I'd rather be positive with the sun than the darkness with a moon there. So as far as air quality is concerned, it's even lower today than yesterday. We're in the low risk category, so no problems there. Here's our satellite radar picture from the past 6 hours. We have nothing in the horseshoe, but as you can see to the north, there's that line of precipitation that's crossing through the lakes, through Lake Huron, through Georgian Bay, and that corresponds to the cold front, and that triggers off some showers and thunderstorms. That's going to descend across us later on today. That's what could give us a shower or a thunderstorm later this afternoon into the early evening hours, and then the ridge of high is going to give us a pretty nice weekend. So today, 20, 21 degrees, a little cooler for Guelph and Kitchener, but a bit of sun could start. And then we're looking at showers, thunderstorms later. Tonight will be partly cloudy. Evening showers possible, but temperatures anywhere from 8 to 11 degrees tonight. Tomorrow, we're looking at sunshine coming back, but a slim chance of a shower that could just linger. Tomorrow's temperature 20 degrees around the horseshoe. But again, a mostly cloudy sky for the day tomorrow. But we have good news for the weekend. But out the door this morning, it's not sunny yet, but the sky is mainly clear. The temperature is 10 degrees. The winds are light. And we'll look at the long-range forecast for the good news for the long weekend coming up. Annette, right.
Okay, thanks very much. Well, coming up after the break, we're saying good morning to Emily with a preview of what she has for us in Chit Chat. In business news, the ban on selling U.S. alcohol at the LCBO will continue. 6:16 on your Thursday morning. It's time for Emily Vukovic and a preview of Chit Chat.
Hi, good morning. Taylor Swift. Well, she broke the internet yet again.
Again?
Yes. Again, yeah. This time it involved her dress.
Oh.
Yeah, the one that she was wearing with the pictures and the engagement, the ring, the whole bit.
Yep.
And Ariana Grande teases announcement in a cryptic video on Instagram. And later on this morning, it really wouldn't be a morning show unless we talked about more K-pop news. K-pop Demon Hunters makes history on the Billboard Hot 100, and I cannot get the songs out of my head.
Me either. Thank you very much for that.
My little soda pop, my little soda pop.
Thanks, Emily.
There's a dance, too. I'll spare you.
I'm sure we'll see it.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks very much. In overseas trading this morning, the Canadian dollar is up 5 basis points to 72.58 cents U.S. Gold is up more than $3 an ounce. Crude oil is down 44 cents at $63.71 a barrel. In midday trading in Europe, markets are down a little bit in London, up a bit in Frankfurt and Paris.
Over in Asia, markets were up in Tokyo, down in Hong Kong, and up in Shanghai. And on North American markets, the TSX rose 93 points yesterday, led by strengths in the financial sectors. The Dow gained 147 points. The NASDAQ added 45.
Ontario Premier Doug Ford says he's going to maintain his ban on alcohol from the United States in Ontario as the trade war continues.
Well, if there's a deal, another USMCA deal, which I don't think is going to happen for the next few months, but you never know with President Trump. He could pull the carpet out from underneath us in a heartbeat like he has before, or they get rid of their tariffs, and then we'll bring the booze back into the LCBO. And if they don't, then they aren't getting any booze on our shelves.
Ford had ordered the removal of products like California wine and Kentucky bourbon in March in response to the tariffs imposed by U.S. President Donald Trump on Canada.
Consumers are proving to be a bit of a head-scratcher for Dollarama. The discount retailer says consumer behavior continues to be unpredictable amid tariff tensions, describing shoppers as resilient one moment but fragile the next, making it tough to gauge the health of the Canadian consumer. The mix of customer behavior means Dollarama has seen little sales growth in some categories, while also posting a profit of more than $321 million. That's up from about $286 million for the second quarter of last year.
It looks as though PV Mart is making a comeback in some parts of the country. A statement from the farm goods retailer's website says it's planning to reopen in select markets in Alberta. The company had closed all of its stores across Canada earlier this year, blaming low consumer confidence, increased operating costs, and continued supply chain disruptions. It started the shutdown with 22 locations in Ontario and Nova Scotia, many of them former TSC stores. PV Mart says its new stores in Alberta will focus on locally sourced items for farmers and ranchers.
A furniture set sold at The Brick is being recalled. Health Canada says it poses a risk because of high levels of lead in the coating. The recall involves Lars dining furniture, including tables and chairs sold individually or as 5-piece and 7-piece sets. They were sold between June 2023 and last month. Health Canada says because lead builds up in the body, exposure to even small amounts can be dangerous. Over 17,000 of these units were sold across Canada.
And if you've bought movies or TV shows on Amazon, turns out you really don't own them. Amazon is facing a class action lawsuit in the United States. It accuses Amazon of a bait and switch, claiming users thought they were buying content when really what they're getting is a license that can be revoked. For example, one woman says episodes of a Nickelodeon series that she bought in May disappeared from her library. The fine print in Amazon's terms allows it to pull purchased content at any time. The lawsuit is seeking damages for what it calls intentionally misleading and malicious conduct.
Let's take a quick time out. Brian is going to return with an update on traffic and your 7-day weather forecast. Good morning.
Good morning, 24 minutes after 6 o'clock Thursday. Okay, we're at the 28th morning of August already. For the second day in a row, we have this problem coming out of Hamilton toward Burlington. Now, this is the MTO traffic camera, the 403 west of King. So Toronto-bound lanes obviously coming out of Hamilton towards us, a real slowdown. If we move a little further along to King, you can see how slow it continues to be. And we figured out the reason why. We do have a problem. Second morning in a row, it's kind of past the ramp this time. going to east of Brant Street. This is where the camera is, looking back toward Brant. So we're looking at flashing lights there in the distance. Disabled vehicle or collision. Haven't had word on what this is as of yet, but it's slowing things down coming around past Fairview from the QEW from the Skyway Bridge, and also coming out of Hamilton on the 403. Once you get past this, past Brant Street to Guelph Line, everything is fine. It's just that slowdown that we have at the moment. All right, let's get to our temperature that we have to start the morning. A little milder than it was yesterday. We're sitting at 10 degrees right now. 14 Mississauga, 16 Grimsby, 17 for Toronto. We'll talk seasonal temperatures once again. So a seasonal overnight low is now 13. So we're below that to start the morning. 24 for the daytime high. We didn't get there yesterday. We haven't been there in quite a few days, and we won't get there for a while either. Those are our sun times. Sun doesn't come up till 6:39 this morning, and those are our records for today as well. So today we'll hit 21 degrees, a little shy of what we got to yesterday, but the clouds will build in, chance of a shower or a thunderstorm later on. Down to 11 tonight. Tomorrow we should hit 20. There's a chance of a lingering shower during the day tomorrow. Otherwise, it'll be mainly cloudy, and then look what happens for the weekend. 21 on Saturday. We will hit a seasonal daytime high on Sunday. 24 in sun, 23 for the holiday Monday for Labor Day, and then we hang on to the sun Tuesday even into Wednesday. That's your forecast. Annette, Rick.
Okay, thanks very much. Well, two Highland cows, or hairy coos, at the Toronto Zoo have been named.
Drum roll, please. Meet the brothers Blue and Jay. The zoo says their names come while the Toronto Blue Jays are first in the American League. These 9-month-old shaggy coos are settling into their new home, and they're already full of personality. The zoo says Jay, the smaller red-coated brother, is brave and first in line for training and snacks. Blue, the larger blonde brother, is a little shy but always sticks close to his bro. Together they're curious, playful, and sometimes get the zoomies. Highland cows are one of the oldest registered cattle breeds in the world, originating in the Scottish Highlands and Western Islands of Scotland. The zoo says Blue and Jay will play an important role in helping visitors learn more about domestic breeds and their historical significance. They're cutie patooties.
Oh, they are very cute.
I mean, big cutie patooties, but still.
Yes.
Stay with us. More to come after the break here on Morning Live.